Good evening. The Armed Forces of the Philippines says it will uphold One Philippines amid former President Rodrigo Duterte's call for a separate and independent Mindanao. In a press briefing at Camp Aguinaldo on Tuesday, AFP Public Affairs Chief Colonel Xerxes Trinidad says the AFP remains firm and clear on their stand on the proposal of the former president to separate Mindanao from the rest of the Philippines.
We stand for One Philippines. I think from that particular statement is already clear. What is the stand of the armed forces? One AFP, one Philippines.
Strong AFP, strong Philippines.
Trinidad made a statement following Duterte's claim that local political forces would regroup in the Davao region to start a movement for Mindanao's independence. Trinidad also reiterated the AFP's loyalty to the Constitution. Two former AFP chiefs under the Duterte administration also rejected the former commander-in-chief's call. Ex-presidential spokesperson Roque says that former President Rodrigo Duterte received information that he could be arrested anytime in light of the International Criminal Court investigation on the country's war on drugs. In a Facebook Live, Roque says the information was relayed to him by the former president himself, which causes his insomnia.
Tapos alam niyo ba ho, tatapatin ko kayo, hindi ako nakatulog kasi tinawagan ako ni Tatay Digong at ang sabi niya, nakakuha siya ng impormasyon na anytime daw baka siya arestuhin. Naku, ang instinct ko tumakbo sa Davao, sabi ko naman, ano man magagawa ko kung ako'y tatakbo doon, pero hindi talaga ako nakatulog.
Roque adds that Duterte's claim on his arrest was corroborated by rumors of Davao Task Force disbandment due to its perceived loyalty to Duterte.
Siyempre, nag-amoy-amoy ako kung ano nangyari sa Davao. Abay, parang may katotohanan ng sinasabi niya dahil nakakahalap ako ng balita na i-disband daw ang Task Force Davao. Alam nila na loyal sa mga Duterte itong Task Force Davao, so parang nagkaroon nga ng, yan po ugo-ugo ngayon na bubugin daw ang Task Force Davao.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines, however, denied Roque's pronouncements about the Task Force Davao. Duterte declared the country's withdrawal from the Rome Statute, or the treaty which established the ICC, in March 2018. The withdrawal took effect a year after. Despite this, the ICC retained jurisdiction over alleged crimes in the Philippines from November 1, 2011 to March 16, 2019, while the country was still a state party. President Marcos earlier said that the Philippines does not recognize the ICC's jurisdiction, but said that investigators can come and visit the country as ordinary people. President Bongbong Marcos orders the Philippine National Police to intensify efforts against the rising cases of cybercrime in the country. During a sectoral briefing in Malacanang, Philippine National Police Chief General Benjamin Acorda Jr. says the crime went down from July 2022 to January 2024, but cybercrime cases have increased in the last quarter of 2023. Acorda adds that the President has already given orders to intensify efforts against cybercrime.
There is a need for us to focus on cybercrimes. Yun ang nakita natin na medyo tumaas as reported during the last quarter. And in line with that, as instructed by our President, we are intensifying, we are capacitating our police officers on the ground.
However, Acorda admitted that the PNP cybercrime group is only operating on the regional level. But nevertheless, the President wants all concerned personnel to become well-equipped.
As of previously, ang ating cybercrime group is only up to the regional level lang. But this time, we are training our personnel, and our objective is that down to the police station level, municipal level, we will have police officers who are trained to handle cybercrime or online crimes.
Meanwhile, Department of Interior and Local Government Secretary Benjamin Abalos says there will be a National Cybercrime Training Institute at the Public Safety College, which will primarily cater to the police.
So siguro by next week or the most is a month, pipirmahan ko na to, kompleto na structure nito with the board of trustees, lahat. And this will cater primarily dito sa kapulisyahan natin.
Senator Risa Hontiveros files a resolution urging a probe on the foreign cyber attacks against Philippine agencies. This after the Department of Information and Communications Technology disclosed that it has blocked cyber attacks on the website of President Bongbong Marcos, Philippine Coast Guard, and Overseas Workers Welfare Administration. DICT Undersecretary Jeffrey Ian D. says that while they have yet to unmask the cyber attacks perpetrators, the intrusion that targeted OWA's website was traced to an undisclosed location in China. Senator Hontiveros says the recent cyber intrusions threatened to compromise free supply missions to Ayungin Shoal, the security of the Philippine Armed Forces stationed on the BRP Sierra Madre, and the wider national interest of the country in the West Philippine Sea. In a separate statement, Hontiveros urged her fellow lawmakers to focus their energy and attention on crafting and strengthening legislation for national security, adding that they should stop wasting their time on changing constitutions, but rather prioritize economic issues and the enormous threat that China poses.
Imbes ng enerhiya natin ay mapunta sa pagpapalakas ng mga batas para sa ating pambansang seguridad, nag-aaksaya tayo ng panahon para sa interes ng iilan. Tama na ang tsa-tsa. China ang mas malaking problema. Let us stop wasting time on changing the Constitution.
Meanwhile, the Chinese government refutes the cyber attack accusations against them, calling these as groundless accusations. Leaders of the House of Representatives clarify that they are not trying to impose a deadline on the Senate in terms of discussing resolution of both houses number 6. In a briefing on Tuesday, Senior Deputy Aurelio Gonzalez Jr. says that they are only basing the deadline on Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri's previous commitments.
Kasi yung sinabi ni Senate President, meron tayong transcript noon ng press conference niya noong January 15, 2024, and I quote, may nagtanong, like economic provisions, may target date na po ba? Kasi may sinasabi rin na possibly dapat sa zona ni Presidente, may report na niya ito. Ang sagot po ni Senate President, at mayroon akong video, napakasimple lang naman ng amendments na ito. I don't see any problem finishing in this quarter. Before the Holy Week break, I don't see any problem. Kasi tatlo lang naman yung dapat tapos. Tatlo lang naman yung tapos. Napakasimple.
Gonzalez adds that they are not imposing nor directing the senators to push for the approval of RPH 6.
Yun ang sinasabi lang ni Senate President. At yun lang ang sinasagot ng House of Representatives. So, hindi po namin inuutusan yung mga senador. Hindi po namin sila inuutusan. Nagbabase lang po kami dun sa mga sinasabi ng kanilang leader.
Meanwhile, Majority Leader Manuel Jose Delipe echoed Gonzalez's statement about the timeline not coming from the House.
The timeline was not given by the House of Representatives. We got that timeline during a statement made by the Senate President. And we were so elated and happy that at least with the words of the Senate President issued last January 15, may sinabi siyang first quarter. So masaya po kami.
The Senate's March deadline was mentioned in a briefing last January 31 by House leaders including Gonzalez and Delipe. Delipe also stressed that Senate President Zubiri made the self-imposed deadline of passing RBH 6 by March. These statements came after Zubiri said that the Senate would not succumb to the deadline pressure, adding that the chamber would carefully consider proposed amendments to the 1987 Constitution. Here's the latest roundup of today's top stories. AFP says it will uphold One Philippines amid former President Duterte's call for a separate and independent Mindanao. President Bongbong Marcos orders the Philippine National Police to intensify efforts against the rising cases of cybercrime in the country. And House leaders clarify that they are not rushing the Senate on RBH 6 or the resolution calling the amendments to the 1987 Constitution's economic provisions. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Jean Mangaluz. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net.